Hi there folks, my name's NovaWing24 and welcome to the NovaWrap, your one-stop location for your simulation release news and goings on from the week that was. So here we are for the first episode of 2020, so thank you very much for joining us for a new year and a new season. And of course it is Sunday the 9th of February 2020 as we launch our first episode, and we are going to jump straight into it. Well, actually, before we get straight into it, I'm just going to give a bit of a thought this one. So this year I think is going to go one of two ways. I haven't really sort of said this before in previous years, but I think this year is going to go one of two ways for the simulation releases. It's either going to be stupidly busy for me, I think, or it is going to be fairly quiet. So we shall see what developers have to say. But of course, yeah, this year we will be giving you, as we do in every year, we'll be covering all of the news, all the releases for all the product releases. So this is probably going to be a good opportunity to remind and to let new viewers who are coming in and tuning into the NovaWrap for the first season for the first time, that this episode, this show, and the episodes that we'll be releasing throughout the year deals with the latest releases. So we do not cover speculation. We do not cover thoughts we cover thoughts about releases, but we don't cover previews, we don't cover upcoming events or upcoming releases. We will cover anything that has been released in the week or sometimes the fortnight that has just passed. So there you go. The hope is that this will be coming to you every Sunday, so every Sunday evening for Australian times or Sunday morning for US time. So keep an eye. Don't forget to, of course, at the end of this, don't forget to hit the bell icon and hit the subscribe to be able to notified as more come out. Right, now that we've got the introduction to the 2020 out of the way, let's get started with the releases. So, starting off this week for the X-Plane 11 world, the guys over at Aerosoft have hit the ground running with their first scenery release for X-Plane 11 this year with their release of Santiago Airport and City. So this is a release from Aerosoft and actually looking pretty in depth. This one, so this one comes to us actually from Virtual Studios. This one, and has been so it's Virtual Studios with the developer, and then actually sort of coming out and actually released from Aerosoft and published by Aerosoft. Now, this one takes a leaf out of the Orbix idea of actually not just providing with just the airport, but actually doing a surrounding area as well. And I'll tell you what, for the price that you pay, you get a lot of bang for your buck on this one. Now, so Santiago, of course, is the capital of Chile. Now, this airport is It's interesting, actually. I find the choice of language in actually the release title of this one. So this is Santiago Airport and City 2020. Now, of course, we are only about 5-6 weeks into 2020. So this is actually the release. This is actually the airport as it appeared in late 2019. But how it would appear with so there's no. It's interesting that their choice of 2020 because, as I said, like it is and it isn't. So yeah. Anyway, so this one actually comes through. Now there's a lot going on in this airport as well, in this airport and surrounding area. So first of all, let's start with the airport. So this is Santiago International Airport as it appears at the end of 2019, and how it was planned to look for 2020. Includes the brand new terminal building, which is over 200 square meters. 200,000 square meters, sorry, and the huge and all the surrounding facilities for the entire airport, which is over 320,000 square meters. So there's a lot of area just in the airport buildings. Now, along with that, as I said, you get the latest layouts of the airport as it appeared at the end of 2019. You got a full rendition of all models of all buildings on the airport. Interior modeling of the new boarding area has been included as well. Full implementation of PBR texturing throughout the whole thing, including and includes custom animated jetways with custom textures and numbering as well. Custom runway and taxiway textures have been included, along with custom taxiway lines, border lines, and ground markings all throughout, and beautiful rendition of HDR lighting and custom night textures as well. It also includes animated helicopters for the Chilean Air Force helicopters as some eye candy for us as well. Animated walking people boarding the aircraft. Not quite sure how they're doing that. I'm assuming that's a plug-in of some description. Customize forest and vegetation for the surrounding area as well. Custom traffic models and static aircraft for the static objects and aircraft for the airport and surrounding area. Custom terrain, custom vegetation. Fully compatible with Ortho for XP and World Traffic 3 as well, and a slew of static objects as said included as well. Now, what is also important here as well, as this was alluding to earlier, was what's happening outside of the airport. So this also includes Santiago City itself, detailed and rendition including ortho tiles, and also the main landmarks of Santiago City. And a huge thing for helicopter aficionados as well, over 20 heliports have been included for the city as well, with a variety of other urban features included as well, including the Higgins Amusement Park, an animated cable car going up to San Cristobal, and the animated cableway as well, as also in Cristobal as well. So there is a lot going on in this scenery. So, and considering that this whole lot comes in for less than $20, this is a pretty much a steal. So, you know, guys, especially if you're a low and slow flyer, this is definitely one that you would be wanting to consider picking up. So if you do want to pick this one up, this one's available either direct from Aerosoft or available from the Explain.org store, or from your favorite flight sim retailer, coming in at about $20 US, or your regional equivalent, available now for Explain. Alright, continuing on with Explain 11 releases, the guys over at Just Sim have ported across their recently released Euro Airport Basel Mulhouse Freiburg. Try saying that 3 times quickly. From the ESP platforms that they've ported across onto Explain 11. Now, this is an interesting airport, because this is, I believe, actually it is technically in France, I believe, but is actually sort of ministered by a Swiss-French joint venture company, and is actually located just near the city of Saint Louis, near the border tri-point between France, Germany, and Switzerland, which is, I have actually driven through that area. It's a really interesting, quirky sort of part as well of the world. Anyway, moving on. So this airport serves as a base for EasyJet Switzerland, and this is a central hub for a lot of traffic going both within Europe and also going out to the European holiday destinations. So this airport is the airport as it appears during 2019. Includes custom textured layouts for the airport, runways, taxiways, and apron, custom markings, custom surroundings, custom auto-gen for the entire airport and surrounding areas also included as well. Custom airport lighting, full implementation of HD texturing. No mention of whether PBR is actually included with this one as well, or the HDR night lighting effects, which is a bit interesting. I kind of would expect it, but as I said, I'm not going to claim it because it's not mentioned in the list of features. So it says it's compatible with Explain 11 features, but doesn't include that. But it does say it's got texture baking and shading and occlusion. So it suggests it's got HDR lighting, but definitely doesn't sort of push this PBR. So I'm going to go out and say probably not. But as I said, I'm not going to definitively say either way because it's not mentioned in here at all. So there you go. It is, however, fully compatible with World Light Traffic and X Light Traffic as well, and does include excellent night effects apparently. But again, no mention of HDR lighting and red glass reflections for airport buildings. So this one's coming in at $22 US, or regional equivalent, available from the Explain.org store or your favorite flight sim retailer for Explain 11, available now. Continuing on with Explain 11 releases and a few from the world of Orbix and the Orbix stables this week. So the first one was the next iteration in their True Earth series for True Earth US, and that was the release of the state of Florida. So in typical style as they've done for a while, so sort of probably summarizing this straight away, is they've released 2 editions of this. They've released a standard definition and a HD version. Now, what does the True Earth US Florida include? Now, this is where it goes absolutely insane. So there is over 8. So basically the entire state is covered. Let's get that covered straight away for the first thing. So this is covered in custom photo reel for the whole thing. Now it includes over 8 million accurately placed buildings for not just the major cities, but includes some other major rural areas, including the Everglades National Park. Built up areas, so the cities of Tampa and Miami, for example, will benefit from PBR texturing on nearly 1,000 custom 3D models of custom buildings as well. So there's a lot going on in this one again. Includes, but as I said, includes both standard and high definition. Key major cities that are covered in high definition are Miami, Orlando, Tampa, and Jacksonville are all included in high detail. Now, a couple of things to go through with this one, as I said. So over 170,000 square kilometers, so over 65,000 square miles are included. You got ortho imagery for all variety of areas, and the big one that's come through, especially talking to my fellow YouTuber and friend Belgio, he's actually had a quick look, and there will be a detailed review coming from him very shortly. His big thing, because and where it's had, because normally the world of sort of photoreal is very much a thing that Airfly FS2 excels in, but the one where this really shines over the Airfly FS2 version from that developer, according to Belgio, is the fact that this includes a lot better work on the water textures. So not only do you get really good quality land textures, you get good quality water textures as well. Including custom water masking for the hundreds of miles of coast, because obviously, you know, it's a kind of important, the water textures, especially because there's a lot of islands to the south there as well. And it also includes HD cityscape of Miami as well as included. Huge amount of custom plates for it. As I said, there's a lot going on here. Now, on top of that, as I said, there is a split versions of HD and SD versions. What is the difference? I'm probably sure you might be asking. So, first off, if you buy the HD version, the SD version is included for free. There you go. There's a first one there. If you buy the SD version, the difference in price is 11 Australian dollars, so about 9-ish US dollars. If you buy the SD version now, you can pay for the upgrade to the HD version, but the upgrade is literally the difference in price of buying it up front. So no harm, no foul on that one. What's the difference fundamentally? It's basically the level of detail of the photo reel of the scenery. If you're a low and slow flyer, you're going to get the most bang for your buck out of the HD version. If you're a tube liner or high altitude flyer or fast mover flyer, so you like flying your fast jets, whether you fly them at a high or low altitude, then you're probably going to be better off going with the SD version, just to let you know. So that's been my experience for them in the past. Otherwise, as I said, you're looking at paying 47-ish US dollars for the HD version and about 40 US dollars for the SD version. So, as I said, not a huge, it's about $7.50, $8 difference, or 11 Australian dollars between the two. Not a huge difference, but it said it could make a huge difference for your performance if you want to check that one out. So this one's available direct from Orbix Direct, available now for X-Plane 11. Now, continuing obviously on in partnership with this release of this one, they also released a Key West airport for X-Plane 11, which is obviously a big airport, sort of a major airport servicing US, the Florida area, the state of Florida. So yeah, the guys wanted to come up with that because it's very iconic Key West. It's sort of very iconic with the islands and sort of serving as a jump off point for a lot of island hopping going down there as well. And so it's going to be a good airport choice, whether you're into tube liners or into sort of your more low and slow stuff. So with this airport, they've actually come out, which is interesting. They've done a launch special of this one for 25% off for limited time for the month. So for literally, actually, it's only the sale limits at finishes on the 10th of February. So if you are seeing this video and you want to take advantage of the discount, go straight and get that. Otherwise, you're not going to get it. Basically, you get 25% off. Standard price for this one is going to be $32.95 Australian, which translates to about 23 US dollars, but as I said, the launch specials brings it down to 617 US dollars. Right. Now, in terms of what you get for your is you get ultra high resolution satellite imagery for the airport and surrounding areas, 3D custom models for the airport, all airport buildings, and custom models done for various airport features. Includes surrounding buildings and custom buildings, custom models for the surrounding hotels and major landmarks, full implementation of PBR throughout, and full set of beautiful and a custom photo reel for the approach as well to make sure it looks amazing coming through. It's designed obviously to seamlessly blend with True Earth US Florida, but is functional without it. So you're going to pick that one up. Now again, also available from Orbix Direct, available now. Alrighty, moving out of X-Plane 11 and moving into the ESP platforms, starting with some aircraft with a aircraft release for Prepared V4. The guys over at PMDG launched the next NGXU expansion pack, which brings to life the 600-700 variants of the 737. Basically, not really much to talk about with this one. As I said, so this requires the NGXU base pack if you want to pick up this expansion pack. What does it do? It adds in the 600-700 models. That's it. It comes with standard, blended, and scimitar winglets. The subtle cockpit and system differences that are between the baseline and the major aircraft. Apparently, the flight model's been tuned to recreate the performance capabilities of the smaller version of the 737, as well as its different handling characteristics. Just like the base pack, includes full PBR, blah 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 blah. Now, interesting couple of facts about this one. There are no promises about whether or not they will give you the MSFS, so the reboot Microsoft Flight Simulator version. No promises about whether you get any discount or whether it goes towards that, as they did with the base pack. So that's the first thing that's very interesting. Next thing is that they never do this, but this is they're offering a discount for they're offering $10 off. So you still, as I said, you still need to have the NGXU base pack if you do have it or not. But apparently, because that sold so well, they're actually giving the community until the end of February. They're giving $10 off, so which brings it down from $35 down to $25 if you do pick it up. So there you go. As I said, not really much doing through here. Just the standard. Basically, it's just a new model. But there you go. If you're into that, and if you do want to fly the 6 and 700, you've probably actually already grabbed this. But if you didn't know about it, and you were under a rock, there you go. Right, available for Prepared V4 exclusively. Done. Awesome. Next. Moving on. Right, on to scenery releases. So if you do want somewhere to fly your new PMDG, or if you want to fly anything else, so the guys over at FSDG have come out with their release of their rendition of the Casablanca Airport, or Mohammed V International, Mohammed V International Airport in Casablanca. I was going to make some form of joke about playing it again, but it escapes me at the moment. So anyway, moving on. Maybe you can fly the Beach 18 that comes with Prepared out of there. There you go. There you go. Right. Okay, so FSDG, this is pretty much designed to pair itself with their other major African release, which is their Cape Town scenery. And actually, because there aren't a lot of African airports, there really aren't. So this one's a great one to see. So this comes through, so high detail rendition for this one for the ESP platforms, and as I said, for all of the ESP platforms, so FSX all the way through to Prepared V4 and beyond. Includes accurate rendition of the airport as it appears in 2019, full implementation of high definition textures throughout, includes animated ground traffic, and as well full optimization, and new terminal and ground layer are all displayed and included, and is also fully compatible with SODE and GSX jetways as well. So looking pretty damn impressive, pretty cool. Coming in for a reasonable price for this one as well, coming in at $24 US dollars, or your original equivalent. Now, just a couple of words of interesting notes for this one, for those who may not know. So FSCG made a decision early last year to actually stop selling outside of the EU. So if you want to buy their products directly from FSDG, you can only buy them if you are in the EU. If you're outside the EU, you have to wait till they come on to the sale with a reseller. Now, at this stage, at the time of me recording this, had not appeared on any of the resellers yet, so we're still waiting to see that. Normally, it does appear on Sim Market. I don't know of anywhere else it's seen, because it used to come across on PC Aviator, but they've stopped selling their content some time ago. So yeah, I guess if you're outside of Europe, you'll have to wait for this one. But if you're in Europe, you can pick it up now for about $24 to about €21 available now. Continuing on with Prepared V4 releases, the guys over at Just Sim rebooted their rendition of Brussels Airport this week, with releasing their updated V2 of it. So this is a Prepared V4 exclusive release. As I said, it's a reboot. They haven't really done a great deal. They have updated the layout as it appeared in 2019, which actually finally overhauls it and updates it for adding in the new gate for the A380s. Updated the ground polygons to make them compliant with Prepared V4 and does include now full implementation of the PBR texturing throughout. Includes also updated some other terminal textures have been updated does include full implementation of SOD jetways at launch, which is nice to see, and a implementation of a visual docking guidance system as well. So if you're a new user for Just Sim's Brussels Airport, you're looking at paying about $26 for this one, picking it up from Sim Market. If you're an existing owner of the previous version, though, you're looking at about a $7 update to be able to pay for the update for this one to be able to pick it up. So this one's available now from Sim Market. Continuing on with another full ESP release this week, the guys over at Samsung 3D released their Osaka X City V2. So again, they've done their rendition of Osaka City for the full ESP platforms. This is a reboot and an update as it appears in 2019. Includes a full set of seasonal photoreal textures for all seasons for both cities of Osaka and Kobe, and includes over 50,000 custom autogen buildings with Japanese designs. Includes a huge amount of custom hotels, buildings, and landmarks and points of interest throughout, including the Japanese rail train and railway station in 3D models. Universal Studios is included, and Osaka-jo Castle is included as well. So pretty cool. So this one is, it doesn't look like they're doing an update price though for this one, which is a bit disappointing from what I can see in my research for this episode. So you're looking at $25 or your original equivalent, either direct from Samsung or from Sim Market, available now for all of the ESP platforms. And that rounds out the flight simulation news this week. So we move from flight simulation into the permanent way. So the guys over at Dovetail Games have released a few add-ons this week for their Trainz Simulator 2020. So the first one we saw was the Fife Circle Line, Edinburgh to Dunfermline route add-on. So this is two principal routes that goes from the Edinburgh to Aberdeen, and the Loop Line, which takes in with connections to Inverkring and Kirkcaldy. With a variety of other point-to-point services, both starting and terminating in Edinburgh. So this is actually a train line that I've actually travelled on, funnily enough, when I spent a bit of time in Scotland many, many years ago. So this includes a whole heap of route add-ons for this one, including the going across the fourth rail bridge, going across the Firth of Forth. Includes a variety of, includes 3 trains. You get the British Rail Class 68, 158, and 170. And you also get a few coaching packs as well. You get the British Rail Mark 2 and Mark 1, and you get a selection of and you also get the Liner A4 train as well. You also get a series of career and railfan scenarios to include as well, so 7 career scenarios are included. And also, all trains are also fully compatible with Quick Drive as well. So coming in for a pretty standard price for this one, coming in at $40 or your original equivalent, available now on Steam. In their other release for Train Simulator 2020 this week, the guys Train Simulator released their rendition of the Metro North M2 electromotive unit. So this was a train designed and built in America, and actually was most commonly seen going through New York Transit. and actually came through. It was designed for that service, and was designed and built by General Electric. Primarily known for their being dressed in their sort of stainless steel and with the red stripe liveries. That actually was soldiered on and sort of started in the 1970s, sort of early 1970s, and soldiered on well into the 2000s. So it's actually very, very much a long-lived sort of piece of machinery. Now this is a highly detailed rendition of both the M2 and M4 EMU trains, including the M2 Bud-built married pairs and the M4 Toku car triplets, 3-car sets. Full implementation of all custom features and custom cockpit driving cab for this one, with highly detailed renditions for all of the EMU operations. So this one's coming in. It also includes 4 career scenarios, 2 for the M2A and 2 for the M4A. This one's coming in, again, standard price on $20 US, or your original equivalent, available now on Steam. Sticking with the permanent way, but moving on to another train simulator, Trainz 2019. Saw this week release of the Broadway Limited piece of DLC. So this is designed to take you back to one of the most famous US trains, apparently, the Pennsylvania Railway's Broadway Limited. So this was a sort of very interesting steam train that was actually sort of very futuristic looking. From the 1930s. So it eventually started its service in 1912, and actually would end up serving all the way through into 1995. So it's got a lot of stuff going on here. So you get a whole slew of sleeping and different types of cars in there as well, all custom designed, and it's a custom scenario and session set for it as well. So it's a very interesting piece of railway history, that actually a steam train that actually served for so long as well. Like, I don't think, I don't know enough about trains to know if it's the longest running or not, but I think it would have to be pretty much up there. I think it would be as well. So as I said, you get a highly detailed rendition of this train. As I said, I want to say more than that, but as I said, the release information for this is very limited. It seems to be that you get you get two trains. You get the BR Broadway Limited and the PRR T1 locomotive as well, and then a whole slew of rolling stock to come through that as well. And you get a single scenario, I believe, for one of their Kickstarter's trains. So there you go. Not much to it. Guys, so as I see, N3V Games, if you're listening, can you do something about your descriptions? Because they're rubbish. They are absolute rubbish. Like, your product looks like it's a reasonable quality, and I read that you've got a lot of fans out there, but the descriptions you put for your content is just so bare. Anyway, if I want to pick this one up, it's looking at $13 US, or original equivalent, available now on Steam or direct from N3V Games. And rounding out the simulation release news for this week with OMSI 2's latest release this week. So this is an AI pack to bring your sort of streets to life in your bus driving simulator, OMSI 2. So this is the luxury auto pack, which is the ninth in their sort of AI packs. So this one gives a range of vehicles from 14 different AI vehicles to zip around your towns. Everything from Aston Martins and Audis all the way through to Range Rovers and Tesla Model 3. So it's kind of cool, kind of interesting. If you want to sort of, get away from just the sort of normal boring AI vehicles and you want to see something a bit more fun and exciting going around your European roads, this is going to be kind of cool. It doesn't say if it's officially licensed or not, but I'm guessing it probably is. But yes, unfortunately though, there is no automatic integration to your existing maps, and none of the maps out there apparently have them in there at the moment, so there are some instructions on how to do that. So there is a bit of work involved to do that one. So if you want to pick this one up and add it to your expand your vehicle observations while you're driving your passengers around your virtual cities in Europe, you can pick this one up for $13 US, or your original equivalent, available now on Steam. And with that, folks, as I said, that now rounds out the NovaWrap for this week, the first one of 2020. Thank you very much for joining me. Don't forget, as always, to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying these videos and want to see more. And if you want to support the channel, please consider joining me and our Patreon at NovaWing.com. So at patreon.com/NovaWing24. Alright folks, as I said, you can keep up with me and all the things I'm up to between videos by finding me on Facebook and on Twitter. Just search NovaWing24, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.